Hello and welcome back to the Greek Pyramid. Today is day 7 of the 12 Days of Christmas videos, and I thought we could take a look at what Percy himself described as his biggest what if. And that is, what if Percy stayed on Ogygia? So let's get straight into it. Naturally, if Percy stayed with Calypso, then there is very little that is going to happen to him. It is more about what happens to the rest of the world. And I think it's important to figure out where we are in the story at this point, with Percy having just blown up Mount St. Helens, so Typhon is still breaking out as usual. The group have already met Nico D'Angelo at the Triple G Ranch, but they have yet to figure out a way to navigate the Labyrinth. So, with that said, Nico is still hunting down Daedalus, whilst Annabeth and the rest of the camp are mourning Percy, as they believe him to be dead. The other strand is that all the while Grover and Tyson are still stumbling around in the Labyrinth. The biggest problem facing the group is that Nico gets caught by Luke's army as he tries to enter Daedalus' workshop, and any sort of power that Nico uses to defend himself will out him as a son of Hades. So once the army has figured that out, they will realise he is a useful pawn as a child of the big three gods, and so will be captured with the aim of being indoctrinated and used at the age of 16 to bring down Olympus. Meanwhile, Annabeth has been unable to navigate the labyrinth in order to reach Daedalus' workshop, meaning Daedalus has not returned to camp with the group. Whilst Tyson and Grover's strand, they've just witnessed the death of Pan, but are not found by the other demigods, meaning they don't have a way back to camp. As in the Battle of the Labyrinth, they use Rachel to get to Times Square, and then Percy calls on the Pegasi in order to get back to Camp Half-Blood. So as we enter the climax of the Battle of the Labyrinth, Kronos' army explodes out of the labyrinth. There is no Grover to cause a panic, and no Daedalus at Camp Half-Blood to have the labyrinth collapsed. Ultimately meaning, with no one able to close the labyrinth, the army will just keep on coming, and will lead to the destruction of Camp Half-Blood and the death of many demigods. Unfortunately, I don't think there is much more to it than that. However, I think there is a very small chance that Kronos can be defeated if two things happen. Nico is able to shadow travel, therefore may be able to escape his prison aboard the Princess Andromeda. This may end with him on a path of going to visit his father, Hades. Maybe Hades can train him up to be able to lead an army of the dead against Kronos. I mean, this sounds like a pretty cool story. Who wouldn't want to see this? That alone won't be able to defeat Kronos and Luke. So the second point necessary to stand a chance is Annabeth being captured instead of killed in the Battle of the Labyrinth. If she is captured, and then she is not willing to go along with Kronos' plans, then there is a good chance there will be an order for her to be killed, as she's kind of more of a liability than she's worth. This could end up, much like in The Last Olympian, Luke ending up sacrificing himself as he realises he is causing harm to Annabeth, one of the people he considers family. So Nico, Hades, and an army of the dead can try and hold off Kronos in a Last Olympian style scenario, but it all comes down to Annabeth and Luke in the end. Of course, there are quite a few holes to this idea, such as Kronos being ready for battle years before Nico will turn 16. But I'm hoping, due to the prophecy and the fates, that this cannot come to pass until Nico's 16th birthday. And also I thought having this extra scenario would add a little bit more flavour to the video rather than just, yeah, then everyone dies and it all gets destroyed, as happens in most what-ifs of the Percy Jackson series. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in a couple days for a new video. Goodbye.